Alright guys, welcome back to day 2 of the Pikmin Let's Play. We are immediately going to hop into the Forest of Hope, which is the region we unlocked yesterday.
And now I can hear it.
Yay!
Aw, so lovely.
Okay, so what's different about this area?
So there's a time limit, and this area actually has obstacles for all 3 types of Pikmin. So we won't be able to do everything in one day.
Okay, I was hoping you were going to say this area has obstacles. Just leave it at that.
This area has obstacles.
There's also enemies in this area.
Yeah.
Which are like obstacles, but they fight back.
That was the joke, thank you.
So the very first thing that happens is there's this wall that we have to tear down, and it takes like a fourth of the day to do.
Alright.
So it really, really sucks to get this wall down as quickly as possible and start getting parts.
Wait, is that the only exit from this area? This little spot?
There is a stone wall on the opposite side, but we need a different Pikmin type to take that down.
So, yes.
Yeah. For now, yes.
The quarter of a day is a bit of hyperbole. It's like 1/13 of a day.
Yeah, but when you're playing it, it feels like a quarter of the day, because you're just sitting there waiting for it to come all the way down. It drives me nuts.
So, this is the only other area you have access to besides the starting area at this point, right?
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's no reason to go back to the starting area until we have the final type of Pikmin.
Right.
So.
Okay. Why? No. Well,
You're supposed to be...
opportunity to get some, explanation out of the way, I guess.
Yeah, I just wanted to show that Almar spins with the Wiimote, and I think that's hilarious.
Good use of explanation.
Yeah. So these little guys are like ball bear pups, and you can quick kill them by actually hitting them with the Pikmin, but the Pikmin has to hit their body to get them to kind of pop.
So there's
Goomba.
Initial contact damage and then lasting damage.
Yeah. So
Pikmin are a fire spell then.
Huh?
So Pikmin are a fire spell then.
Kinda, yeah. So right now my goal is I want to get as many reds as I possibly can in this starting area before I even start worrying about parts.
Okay.
So I'm killing all the little guys because they're worth a lot more, and I'm not even bothering about color of pellets right now. I just want all the pellets.
Okay.
And then I'm immediately going to get the rest of these guys started on the next wall, because they kind of wall you off.
Oh, okay, that one's asleep. I was like, shouldn't you be worried about that, but...
Yeah, this run is going to be really stupid fast.
Yeah. Today is going to be one of the busiest days. After this, I slow down a little bit. Just because, like I said yesterday, my goal for today is to get the next area unlocked.
I like that one. Hey, here's just one of you. You can handle it.
There's 10,
the pause.
Yeah.
So right here, I'm throwing the Pikmin slow, which drives me nuts, because you can actually throw Pikmin as quickly as you can mash the A button.
Right.
But they stand far away from you. So there's a delay just because the Pikmin are farther away from you.
Yeah, they actually have to get to Olimar's hand before he can throw them.
Yeah. So eventually you'll see me quick throwing, and it's just because I'm getting used to the Wii controls again, and I figure out how to do it better and better as I go.
Alright.
Basically, you just want to keep Olimar as close to the Pikmin as possible, either directing them around Olimar or Olimar running through the horde back and forth.
Yeah.
So there's always one next to him.
Pro strats!
Yeah. So here I'm literally just mashing the A button. I don't have to run to the next sprout. This is an automated system. As long as you're mashing A,
Okay.
he will keep pulling sprouts.
That's nice. I was actually kind of curious.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to ask, but...
So that little ding that we just heard means a fourth of the day is gone. There's a little chime for a fourth, half, and 3/4 in the end of the day.
I did not hear it, so thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah, it's just like a little bell chime. It's really minor.
Oh, yeah, I mean...
So now that I have all these guys sprouted, I'm going to immediately try to flower them, which Almar's going to bring up right here. So he's basically just saying that this yellow nectar seems to increase the Pikmin's power to flower level.
Okay.
Which is the highest level they can be. So
Were you spinning just because? Or does that actually activate it?
So when the Pikmin starts, when a Pikmin touches the nectar, it immediately starts drinking it.
Right.
and if you don't get other Pikmin to touch the nectar soon enough, it'll drink the whole thing.
Okay.
So it's kind of lame, but at the same time, you can get an unlimited amount of Pikmin to drink from the same nectar if you're good enough. So
nice.
me spinning that is just trying to get as many Pikmin into the nectar before it finishes drinking.
Alright. Also, nice quick kill strats.
Oh, you're gonna see that a lot because killing Bulborbs, which are the big ones, before they die is really tough. They'll eat so many Pikmin if you don't quick kill them.
Quick kill them before they die, as in before the Pikmin die?
No, quick kill them before they stand up.
Oh, okay.
Once they stand up, they can, just scoop them up in their mouth.
Yeah.
And we're talking... These guys, it's maybe 2 or 3.
But I know they get way bigger.
Yeah.
If Smash Brothers has taught me anything...
So here I'm finding the yellow onion. I threw a red Pikmin over the onion because I want him to knock down that flower as quickly as possible.
Oh my god, so you're serious about this shit then.
Yeah. So while I'm letting those guys knock down the flowers, I'm gonna quick kill this Bulborb. This guy gave me some troubles during my practice runs, but sometimes he wouldn't, so...
So I'm curious.
Yeah.
It looked like at the start of that fight, you, they weren't really burning him down very quick, and then all of a sudden he was just dead.
Yeah.
Why?
It's because, more had access to him as he stood up. So this is the Eternal Fuel Dynamo. He says it has an internal, a forever power supply. It's clearly AA batteries.
But they're really big.
Yeah, but they're really big AA batteries. And then here we're going to see our first type of Pikmin outside of red, which is yellow. They have giant ears. They're adorable.
Mm-hmm.
Yellow are interesting because they change the most throughout the series. Their powers are never quite consistent through all 3 games. The only thing that is consistent through all 3 games is they get thrown higher.
It's time for me to wake up, guys.
Oh. Good. We're playing Pikmin. Wake up.
Good morning.
It's almost noon.
I was starting to doze off because Pikmin's just so boring.
Right. So here you're going to see me stop the Pikmin from actually taking it into the onion because there's an extremely long animation when the Pikmin gets a pellet into the onion where he watches it go up and I can't get control back until he stops. So I'm trying to get the pellets as close to the onion as possible so I can leave him on a pellet and then go do other things while he finishes getting the rest of them. Because they auto collect anything that's nearby.
Right. Does that cutscene waste time in your actual in-game clock?
No.
Yes. If they're looking up at the onion and you can't call them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant the cutscene.
Yes. No,
the park cutscene.
No, the Pikmin cutscene.
Oh, okay, the Pikmin cutscene, yes, because I can't get control of them.
Okay.
So...
Oh, I wasn't sure if that did the same thing as the text cutscene, just then where it's time is stopped so you can watch our thing.
Yeah, no, it's just the Pikmin looks up while you go about doing other shit.
So while I let that yellow go and finish collecting all those pellets and letting them sprout, I'm going to collect quite a few reds and start divvying them up into where I need them to go for the later half of the day, because it's almost noon.
Yes.
So I'm going to throw, I think, half of them up here, and then pretty much ignore them until the end of the day.
Okay. All for the greater good.
Yeah.
Brady, it's noon.
It is noon. This
Actually,
only happens...
Fuck, it is actually
that's
noon.
why I said yes. That was my noon alarm that went off. It's Sunday, I'm allowed to sleep until noon.
Yeah, so just imagine, playing this game for the first time and not knowing what that dial is at the top, and then this is hey, your day's halfway over, and you're I haven't done anything today. I barely got the first wall down.
I'm not even off the couch yet.
Lazy Almar.
Olimar somehow eating potato chips through the helmet. Just pushing them through the whistle.
Yeah. So that's something that's changed in between Pikmin 1 and 3 is in Pikmin 3 they very clearly have the whistle mounted into their helmets, but in this one it's not really shown, so it's
Oh, was it not in this one?
No.
Oh, okay, I've always seen it that way.
Yeah, that was a design change, so I don't know how he whistles.
I think it's clever. Well, I mean, maybe the whistle is just in his heart the whole time.
Yeah. So here's the other thing that yellows are able to do in this game. They're able to pick up these rocks.
That's a good power.
Yeah. Well, you'll see.
Yeah. I don't doubt that it actually is, but just on paper it's like, and these ones can pick up rocks.
Yeah.
They're filled with radiation that slowly kills them.
Tremendous power.
Yeah, so he kind of hints at what they can do, but I'm going to show you real quick. Oh, and for whatever reason, yellows are really bad at picking up stuff I want them to pick up, so...
Is that like an actual personality quirk, or was it just bad luck?
I think it's because they fly higher than the other types of Pikmin.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I don't really know where yellows are going to land when I throw them.
Right.
So those rocks are bombs.
Yeah, I immediately guessed that.
Yeah.
Didn't they suck balls in the original GameCube version? Like, they would go off, like...
Oh yeah, they were a lot more finicky in the original GameCube version. Like, you could just have like a group of yellows holding the bomb rocks, and you would call them, and they would all just drop their bombs, and they would detonate right there, and you'd be like, why did this happen to me?
Do they kill the Pikmin?
They can if the Pikmin are too close.
Okay.
And they can damage...
As pictured.
Yeah.
Oh, alright.
Horrible battlefield scene.
The horrors of war.
Yeah.
Oh, also, I haven't gotten a chance to mention it yet, but I like that you unlock, I guess, Pikmin by finding their onion.
Yeah.
I don't know why that didn't occur to me. It makes sense, like, as soon as I saw it happen, but it was like, oh!
Of course, yeah.
I'm retarded!
It's definitely a unique way of doing it, and, like, once you find the onion wherever it's hidden in that area, the next day it'll join you at your camp.
Well, they, like, all fly off with you, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so see, like, there's the animation that I can't cancel out of, where I'm whistling them, but they don't come to me. And this is Omar just explaining that 100 is the max amount of Pikmin you can have out. That includes...
And that's total, right?
That's total, yeah. And that includes Pikmin that are, like, sprouted. So if I leave a Pikmin behind, and it turns into a sprout, I can only have 99 on the field until I pull that sprout.
Right. Okay.
So here's another, like, really weird quirk is... Pikmin don't find bomb rocks immediately. You have to, like, lead them into it and then let them pull it out themselves. It's really annoying.
Let him do it! He wants to do it himself.
So here's me freaking out because I'm one Pikmin short for the part I'm about to go pick up, and I don't know where it is, so I'm just going to say fuck it and grab a yellow. For good!
And you could sort of see the difference between flowers, buds, and leaves with those reds, where like there's a distinct difference in speed.
So I'm going to kill these Bulborbs and the purple grub guys. I forget what they're called.
Sheer grubs.
Sheer grubs. They're sheer grubs because they look like little sheer pliers. It's kind of adorable.
Grubs.
But the purple ones follow Pikmin just indefinitely as soon as they start tracking them, so I have to kill them or else they'll kill my Pikmin.
Yes, how many days did you waste with them just following your Pikmin all the way back?
Yeah, it was pretty bad. So this is where I consider the day gets pretty intense because the next few parts that I have to get are kind of crazy.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw 2 yellows over here with the reds, and I have to keep pausing because they fall behind so far.
But they're trying so hard.
They're trying so hard. I wish I could have flowered these guys, but there's just no time.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't tear down this stone wall before I went and got the radar part is because if I had tore down this wall, the Pikmin would have pathed the radar up and around and through that gate.
Okay.
And that leads them by, like, so many more enemies.
Oh, I think I remember you mentioning that, like, or I just, when I was in the other room doing stuff, I was like, why are you doing this? Why?
Yeah. And then you can kill anything with bomb rocks, which is great. It takes 2 for the big guys, 1 for the littles. Some take more, some take less.
Yeah.
This black wood gate takes extra long. It's a denser wood. So it's just quicker to throw down 4 bombs and take it out immediately instead of wasting your time having Pikmin throw their faces at it.
Right. It's nice that it only takes the 4.
Yeah.
I was expecting you to say, like, even with bombs, that one takes a while, but I guess it is only the second area. So.
Later gates that will take, like, 12 bombs.
Yeah. So, this is the whimsical radar. It's the only part in the game that kind of increases Olimar's capabilities, really.
Right.
And that is if I hit the plus. If I go to the pause screen, I can see the map and where all the parts are.
It's kind of a bummer that more ship parts don't do stuff like that.
In 3 they do. There's more stuff like that. Not so much in 2 as far as I remember. There might be a few.
Well, in 2 they introduce, like, the 2 captains so that's kind of your upgrade there.
Yeah.
I am curious, actually, just in regards to the series as a whole. Is there ever an instance of them, like, watering it down at all? Like, we have to make it more accessible for newer people? Or is it always, like, you're collecting 30 parts or, 31 or 32?
I honestly think, like, with 2, they watered it down a bit because you don't have that 30-day hard limit anymore.
Yeah, there's still the day cycle, and 2 gets kind of weird because there's, like, caverns you can go into.
Right.
And if you go into a cavern, the day cycle stops.
Oh, the caverns aren't in this one?
No.
Okay, because I kind of recognize those, too.
It's kind of interesting because, like, 2 has now become kind of the black sheep of this franchise. Like, most people consider 1 and 3 the golden games, but 2 is still good. Like, there's not a lot negative about it, but it, like, when we play through it, you'll just see that it's, like, it's odd. It's different than Pikmin, and you're not really sure why.
Right.
And it's not necessarily a negative thing.
Brady, do you want to explain why you're bombing this guy specifically?
Yeah, so I don't even care that both of those yellow died. This guy, this Bulborb, was impossible to kill with a quick kill. Like, every time I threw my Pikmin on him to do a quick kill, he would just not get hit by them because his collision was weird on the ground plane. So eventually I just decided to bomb him. And then here, like, numbers are really, really important, so I'm making sure I only use the exact numbers I need.
Right.
So I'm, like, trying to be very careful to clip them off.
Mathematically.
Yeah. So that was the shock absorber, and then up here is the something blaster.
Like Nova Blaster.
Yeah, Nova Blaster.
That's a neat name.
Yeah, so I'm gonna quick kill this guy. There's a route that they, like, speedrunners use where they throw a Pikmin up onto the wall to the right there, and he just chases after it indefinitely.
Right.
But I didn't want to do that. I kind of wanted to show that, like, how many he can eat in one gulp. So he just got 5 in one bite.
Right.
So, like, you really want to kill those guys as quick as possible.
So what you're saying is you're heartless in the name of science.
Kind of. I didn't want him to eat it, but I'm kind of glad he did, just so I could show that these guys are
okay, so it's a thing that happened, and you're like, yeah, alright.
Yeah, it'll just happen.
Okay.
Like, this is absolutely not a no-death run.
I wasn't saying it would be.
So every time you collect a part, Almar tells you how many more you need to get to the next area.
Okay.
Just to increase the flight capability of the dolphin.
With a lot of frames.
Yeah. So this game is very specific on which Pikmin survive at night. So my goal is I need to get the Nova Blaster home as quickly as possible, so you're going to see me running around panicking, trying to get as many Pikmin onto it as I can. But basically if Pikmin are in your party, if they're following Almar, they'll survive.
Right.
If they are in the general area of the onions and the dolphin, they'll survive, but there's no defining boundary on where that area is. So some nights you'll be like, oh, those guys are fine, and then they'll die.
Great.
That's something they fixed in 3.
Okay.
Which not a lot of people talk about. Oh, and I fight this little Bulborb because I forgot to kill him earlier, so I'm like, crap, I have to kill him before my park guys get there. And there, I dismissed the yellows because I want flowers on the part, because flowers can carry stuff quicker.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get as many flowers on there as I can.
The final form.
No, Jesus!
Yeah, when it starts pushing the body, I freak out, because I'm like, oh my god, this is gonna stop me from getting in.
No!
And then I use the body to push the part along, so it works out.
This is the end of time.
Yeah.
So I know, like, you can collect bodies,
yeah,
which dark, but I'm assuming those also kind of act as fuel or food or whatever for Pikmin growth as well.
Yeah, each enemy type has a certain amount of pellets that they drop, but it's never distinctly said where. You kind of have to watch your count before and after it goes in to go like, oh, okay, that drops this many parts.
So they basically just count as pellets. Then.
Yeah.
All right.
And here the dolphin fixes itself a little bit. Yay! This is kind of a cool reward just to show that it's able to fly farther now.
Listen to those happy whistles. You killed things.
Now, how does working Pikmin work with regards to the end of day? Like, if they're carrying something, but they're in the dolphin area, are they in danger? Or?
No, that's considered safe.
All right.
If they're carrying it and it's really close but doesn't actually attach, does the game give you kind of like a benefit of the doubt thing and it's like, yeah, okay, you got it? Or...
No, actually, one of the test runs I did, they were on the collection point and the day ended. And I did that part, yeah. So, and that was a good day too, so that was upsetting. But, yeah, no, we expanded our area, so tomorrow we're going to be going to the next area and getting our final Pikmin type, and then after that, it's going to be, we're going everywhere to kind of clean up these two areas, exploring a new area.
Cool.
So, we're going at a pretty good clip. This is where Omar explains that you can actually repair your suit if you take damage. A lot of people completely skim over this and die playing this game, and it's like, there's no need to. You can literally full heal at your shit.
You didn't have to die!
Yeah. And then here the graph actually shows individual Pikmin growth and deaths.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then it lets you know like how many you lost in battle and how many died and just general information.
Oh, yeah, we got 5 parts today?
Yeah, it was 5 parts to expand the area.
Nice.
So there it is, and that's the Force Navel. That's where we're going to be going next and getting the final Pikmin type. So thanks, guys, for watching. We'll see you again in the next episode where we do all that stuff I said we're going to do.
And I learned you can push dead bodies.
Yay!